Hello, Search here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right, we have a question that came into customer service, and this one comes from Peter Lapka. And Peter says, I suffered a left-hand injury in 2007 in an auto accident. I have lost a lot of my grip. As I am now 71, age doesn't help. I'm suffering with club alignment due to not having grip strength to hold the club. My question is, would going back to grips with a raised alignment possibly help me keep the club aligned in my hand, with the possibility of going to an oversized grip as well? I'm not ready to give up golf yet. Thank you. Submitted by Peter Lapker, as I said. All right, Peter, this could be a very big problem. Just aging alone, or even some young folks get it where we get some arthritic problems in our hands, and that can cause grip issues. So the first thing I want to address is, you said you talked about you lost it in your left hand. All right, and so if your right hand is still functioning fairly well, then I think the first thing I want to speak about right now is the concept of most people who teach golf, and I think we're talking as a right-hander here, so that the left hand is on top of the club, that it's a left-handed swing, okay? The left hand provides all the power. The right hand's only on the club very lightly. You want them both lightly, but the right hand is a bad boy. Don't use it. Just barely have your hand on it. And as anybody who's been on the site at any reasonable time knows, that I am adamantly against that. I am adamantly for relatively firm grip pressure, equal pressure in both hands. We want both hands on the club with the same amount of grip pressure, and therefore with the same amount of grip pressure, and I call that relatively firm, they can function together in tandem as a team. There's a law of physics that states if two or more units are involved in a movement of an object, they must be equal, because if they're not equal, then the one doing lesser than the greater is placing that system in a condition called drag, and in physics, drag's a negative effect. So to say that in English, what I just said was, two or more units, the hands, if they are not equal in pressure, in this case, the right hand not doing enough with the left hand, then the right hand is doing less. It is putting that system in a drag. Drag's a negative effect. Now, in Peter's case, his left hand has been injured, and so with the left hand injured, if you're not picking up any slack by engaging your right hand more, then you got basically two hands on the club not doing much of anything. All right? And so my response to that would be, start engaging your right hand. Get it relatively firm. I can't tell you how many golfers I've walked up to, and I can see them holding a club here, and I mean, they're holding it lighter than if they were holding a pencil to sign your name. And I'd say to them, okay, before you swing now, just pick your hands up and hold the club in front of you. And they're holding the club up here, and I just come over here and I twist it like this, or I do that, and then I pull it right out of their hands, and they just let it go. I mean, there's no way you can swing a golf club and have control of it with a grip that light. I mean, I've said to anybody, do you play baseball? How firm did you hold your bat? Well, pretty firm. I'm trying to swing it hard. How about tennis? How firm do you hold it? Whether you're swinging just one hand or both hands, and it's relatively firm. And a handshake, 1 to 5, 1's like holding a dead fish, and 5 is like you're squeezing so tight on somebody's hand their eyeballs will stop popping out. You want to be right in the middle. Number 3, a firm business handshake. So the first thing I would recommend, Peter, is if your right hand is still functioning fairly well, and that's the only conclusion I can draw here, because you mentioned that you're having problem with you've lost your strength in your left hand. Give the right hand a little bit more emphasis to help make up for the left hand. And very likely, if you're a right-hander playing right-handed, you're probably right-handed, so you're more strong and more acute in everything you do with your right hand. Another big issue could be, I think, and this is what I'm gonna talk about here now. You asked something about, and you stated, can you use grips with the raised alignment? Would that possibly help to keep your club aligned in your hands? All right. I'm assuming you're talking about one of these learner grips, because they're raised. It tells you the learner grips have creases underneath for the fingers to fit in these little slots. Like it's got this raised point for where your left thumb goes on, your top thumb in this case being the left-handed for right-handed grip, it goes over to the right, and your left thumb, and it's got these painted V's in it to show that the club, that it should be pointing up towards your right shoulder. And I think this is what that's the only thing I can assume you're talking about, is one of these learner grips. I don't think that would add more strength to you, because they're just a regular size grip, and again, we're talking about being able to squeeze enough to even keep this grip comfortably in your hands, where the club face won't twist in your hands on the way down. And again, if you're not holding it firm enough, and normally anybody who hits a bad shot with a club, meaning they toe it or heel it too much, even with a pretty good grip pressure, the club has the ability to possibly twist in their hands. But if your grip is light enough and you're swinging down and you're starting to release the club and you don't have enough grip, that club will just could release too fast or not enough, and that could cause bad hits too. So I don't think, if what you're talking about in a raised grip is a learner grip or teacher grip, whatever they want to call it, I don't think that's going to help you. But your next question is, how about an oversized grip as well? That one might help. And again, they have grips. I don't happen to have any. They have what they call oversized grips, and probably the ones you might want to be looking at are generally termed arthritic grips. They have extremely more thickness to them. I mean, in some cases, they're almost like these versions of not the super fat putter grips anymore, but a medium-sized one, and they have those on the clubs now, and they make them in different textures, meaning they got some that are really, really soft and pliable, so that as you squeeze, your fingers will depress into them a little bit more, and you get a better grip on the club with less strength. And so you might really want to check into one of those. In that case, best guy to go see is a certified club fitter, Swing Surgeon certified club fitter. He can check you out. He can have you grip a club and check what your strength is. And again, I think I'm with you. Hopefully you don't have to quit playing golf, but I think that oversized grips are probably the key for you, as well as if your right hand's still fairly functionable or very functionable, put a little bit more grip pressure with your right hand, and don't be scared to hit the ball with your right hand. Sam Snead actually said in one of his books he wished he had two right hands because he hit it with so much energy and so much force. I use a lot of right hand in hitting the ball. I mean, I get in here, when I get it, I squeeze both hands equally, but I get here and I'm using my right hand. My right hand is what keeps the club vertical, directs the club to impact, swings the club up in the forward mitt, and makes the club go up straight, because something's got to stop that force of the club going in the mitt on the inclined plane and just keep going left of me. So it's my right hand that actually controls the direction of my club. But in controlling the direction, I'm also using it for a lot of the energy and the force when I hit a golf ball. So my right hand is very active. I'm right-handed. I like to say that the right hand controls the club face. When I have a good square grip, palms perpendicular to the ground, whatever my palm does, the club face does. So I relate the club face to my right palm, and so therefore that's what controls my club throughout the swing. And it provides one heck of a lot of my power for hitting the golf ball. So try that too, okay? Oversized grips, arthritic grips will really help in the oversized category, and using your right hand more if your right hand is there. If not, then I think just oversized grips should help you some more, get enough of firmness on the grip that you can control the club face and it won't slip in your hands. All right, well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.